finally here, after the indices found, especially SPY, after swiping the 547 key level, and it started the uptrend. Well, here in Apple, we were just doing anything, right? So so after this reclaim of the bottom edge of the daily gap, then we retested and hold this 549.68. It's a key level on the daily chart. As you can see, it hold here. Also, QQQ was holding that order order block. So here we broke displacement and then retested this 218.54. That's the it's the 1 minute and the 5 minute opening range. So right here, where while we were holding the order block on the QQQ and this key level for 549.68 on QQ on SPY, we got this nice retest reaction here on this level. So let's open the long position tool here, right at the confirmation of the movement on the second candle here. So risk, it's at the bottom of these retesting candles. So this is our risk, and we will be aiming to our 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. So if we go to this 219.12, it's a key level of the 15-minute chart. But if we are aiming here to high of the day, it's a 3.5, 1 to 3.5 risk reward ratio. So we actually got it here, right? So this was a super short trade. However, I mean, if you, let's assume this is this impulsive candle. Let's say that you never closed your trade. You went all the way up here. There was never a down close candle making a lower high or lower low, basically a lower low. So if you enter here on the break, displacement, and retest of the 5 minute opening range, you should be able to hold this trade. I mean, if you just made it to this impulsive candle breaking high of the day, this was a 1 to 4.45 risk reward ratio. However, both indices were pushing up hardly, so they were respecting market structure. Then they had this nice uh, push up on both indices. However, here we were retesting this key level on again, this key level, this white line is on the 15-minute chart. So this 219.12, I mean, we were holding fine here. So if you manage to stay on this position and you actually came all the way up here, let's say at least here it was 1 to 9 risk reward ratio, and this is actually a nice. Well, it was noon Eastern time, so this was a decent trade. I mean, an hour and something. So this was Apple. Nothing on the opening play. Nothing early in the morning. At least not following our entry criteria. So let's go to AMD. AMD. This morning I was trying to find a nice position or nice entry criteria here. So very early in the morning, we had this break and displacement and retest of this pre-market low, and also this 99.58. It's a key level on the daily chart. We had this retest, and then we had this second candle. However, I mean, despite we didn't have like good reaction here, as you can see, this next candle is actually with a long wick, down wick. Uh, so we don't have a nice reaction here, and both indices were actually bouncing. I mean, we didn't know that was the very start of the uptrend, right? But however, uh, we were kind of expecting a swipe of the 547 key level on SPY. So not sure if this will have any continuation to the downside. So I market this here, but as I said, that there was no continuation to the downside, so no entry here. And actually, the next candle was invalidating all this thesis or trade idea. Then we had this order block created on the 1 minute chart. So after these impulsive moves, both on the indices and also here on AMD, we had this break, displacement and retest. However, this is kind of an immediate retest. So if we waited here, look, so if we waited here, we were respecting this 599.68 key level holding on SPY, and also it was the retest of an order block on QQQ. So here, this was a nice opportunity here. So let's say that you don't enter on this one, you enter on the third candle. So risk is the bottom of these candles, and you were aiming to high of the day. This was a 1 to 3.2 risk reward ratio. And I mean, AMD didn't have any continuation, just like the indices. However, just this move was very decent and enough. Also, after swiping this 101.96 key level on the daily chart, we bounced here on the pre-market high. So we had this brief continuation to the upside. We actually made a high of the day here. I mean, you had plenty opportunity to sell contracts here. So I think that was the only opportunity or nice entry criteria here on AMD. So let's go to Amazon. What happened with Amazon? So Amazon, it dropped. It dropped on right at the gate. It dropped. It broke this pre-market low. It went to swipe this 185.23 key level on the daily chart. This 185.43. It's actually the 5 minute opening range. So we had this break, displacement, then retest, but no reaction here. And we had this try, but I mean, it rejected this key level on the daily chart. And for being honest, nothing else is liking me here. I mean, yes, after Mortem, this looks like easy to trade, but however, this 86.80, 186.80, 187, it wasn't that important. I mean, yes, it's bouncing here, but I mean, we didn't have any key level here, at least not on my chart. So for me, this Amazon didn't have any good entry criteria here. So even this break, displacement, and retest, this is the pre-market low. So I don't like to use the pre-market low or the previous day low as a step for calls, right? So if I'm taking calls out of pre-market or previous day level, it's going to be the pre-market high or the previous day high. So not even this. I mean, also this was after noon, so this was not a good time for me. So no entries on Amazon for me today. Let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia, it's a shame to look Nvidia. This 107, it's hitting my long-term portfolio. I mean, anyways, I've been on a rally for Nvidia on my long-term portfolio, but well, you always want more. So okay, so in Nvidia we had this drop on right at the open, and then we have this break, displacement, and retest of the daily gap. So we had this red candle, a nice reaction here at the bottom of the daily gap. So let's say that you wait for the next candle and you actually add your position here when it goes beyond the body of the retesting candle. Your risk is at the very top of this retesting candle, and you were aiming to this 103.69 that is a key level on the daily chart. So this one was a 1 to 3.11 risk reward ratio. So this was a nice trade. Even if you took something at low of the day, it was a 1 to 1.4. So if you took some partials here, I mean that's fine, but you should be looking to external liquidity level. So right after this, we had the bounce of both the indices. So for me, this was actually too early on the day. I like to wait at least 10-15 minutes until the indices show me their hand and they tell me if they are gonna trend or range or whatever. But I like to wait for some sort of confirmation of the trend on the indices. So I didn't take this trade. I know that some people in the community they took this one. However, well, for me it was just too early on the day, too early on the day. But this was a nice reaction on the bottom of the daily gap, and just as we said, we were gapping down. The whole market was dropping. So this is the kind of opportunities that you like when looking for puts. And then after this, I mean, we had this kind of recovery, and then we had again this kind of a 84% rule, probably like here. So when we when we broke this pre-market low, we had this kind of immediate retest. Well, it's not going to be an 84% rule, but let's say that we had this break and retest of the pre-market low, and also this 104.77 key level on the daily chart. So you have your position here. Risk is at the top of these candles, and you were aiming for at least a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade. So right here it's 1 to 3. Actually, this is 1 to 3 risk reward. So this was a quick trade with very defined risk and clear clear objectives. I mean, ideal will be like like low of the day, or at least this 103.69 key level on the daily chart. But I mean, right here it was a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. So it was a good trade for me. Um, I will take it, probably not, because this was kind of invalidating all my trend idea or my thesis idea. And also here on this retest of the pre-market low, we were actually kind of very bullish on the indices, right? So no, I wouldn't take it here. However, well, I mean, if you are not comparing your tech names against the indices and you are just watching intraday price action, well, this was a nice break, displacement, and retest of this pre-market low key level on the daily chart. So let's go to Tesla. What's going on with Tesla? All right, so Tesla, same thing. We broke, had displacement, and then retested this pre-market low. So after these two candles with nice reaction, you open your position here, and you are looking for the low of the day. When I'm looking for low of the day, usually, I mean, people likes to have this one to the very weak. I usually start at least being prepared on the bodies of the candles, right? The ones at high of the day and low of the day. So right here, it's a one. It's a yeah. It's pretty much a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, unless you are having a better entry. I mean, actually, if you had an entry right at the pre-market low, it's a 3.6 risk reward ratio. If you are right here on the break of the body of this the first candle that retested the pre-market low, it's a 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. So anyways, I mean, this was a nice opportunity. And the thing is that you needed to react like very quick, because right here it was the bounce of both indices. And for me, nothing after this. There was nothing after this offering Nvidia, unless you take this 248.85 as the 1 minute opening range. So you take this break, displacement, and retest of, let's say, here. This is a nice one. However, again, indices were reclaiming levels. SPY was holding the daily gap. QQQ was kind of holding this order block. So not sure if I will take another trade here after going to from low of the day to high of the day, and then uh, dropping again to for the 1 minute open range. However, well, I mean, this sometimes, I mean, people is not looking at the indices as a confluence. And if you were to take a trade, like, let's say here, risk is at the top of your wicks, and you were looking for at least a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade, well, that's it here. I mean, you actually made it to 1 to 2.4 or something like that. So that was all for me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow on our live trade review. It's going to be way better. I like when you uh, are active and ask questions. So see you tomorrow. Bye.